I guess we can talk about another pretty big deal. DACA was held up by the Supreme Court as well.
Right.
Saying that Trump has to reenact it. So he said in, what was it, October or November? I was watching college football at the time, so it would have been in that area. He came out and said that that DACA was going to be rescinded. But he said he wanted to do it because he wanted it to be legislatively passed. He didn't want it to be an executive order, right? But everybody on the right rushed to say, oh, they're here illegally, they deserve to be out. And everybody on the left rushed to say, he's Donald Trump, he's a piece of shit. It's not, I think there's a little bit of I think the left has more credibility than the right does on that issue. Look, these people came here as kids.
Yeah. I think, okay, so if we get back to the Constitution real quick.
Yeah.
Anyone born on United States soil is a United States citizen by blood. It doesn't matter if your mom parachuted in as you were coming out.
Right, but that's not
if
what we're
she
talking
landed,
about.
I know, if she landed and you came out there, then, you know, you're a United States citizen by blood.
Right.
Your mom's not, you are.
Your first generation.
And that's how it's always been.
Right.
250 plus years. Now, we've gone progressive and we've done this program. I don't know how long it's been around, but I mean the actual
Reagan?
Okay. It wasn't Nancy that Nancy brought it in, huh?
The Dreamers. That started with Reagan.
Must have been Nancy.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, yeah, the Dreamers started then, and then Obama started DACA specifically.
Right.
Because the Dreamer program was something that was just every president kept on and kept on and kept on. And DACA specifically was Obama's executive order or action. I'm not sure which one. But
And what's the age?
if you were brought here before like 18 or 16 as a kid, then you are, you're deferred action, right? You don't get deported and shit. And I'm completely in support of that. Why the hell not? Like, why?
Well, let's be clear real quick, all right? Before I try to jump in as devil's advocate.
Okay.
I believe there shouldn't be any fucking borders on the entire planet. Imaginary lines are fucking stupid. We're all people. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, let me argue from the
Constitutional conservative standpoint.
Let's go ahead and go there.
Be that guy.
You're saying that before the age of 18, you should be able to cross the imaginary line in the sand, and as soon as you cross
If your parents forced you to.
is that part of the
That's-
legend? I mean, it's in the verbiage.
Look, if you came,
forced,
no,
or if you were brought,
if you were brought, yes, if you were brought with your parents,
brought as in dragged.
Dragged, kicking and screaming, brought as in carried as
What
a
if you were
baby.
kicked out of your house near the border and wandered that
Not what we're
direction?
talking about.
Okay, I didn't know. I don't know where the line is drawn. I know where the Mexican border is.
Obviously.
But as far as the other imaginary lines, I'm not sure where they are.
Hold on.
If you're going to play moral high ground on this order, just realize what you're doing. Let's say a large family group hustled across the border. They swam, they camped out, they avoided border patrol, and they got into Tejas, and they were able to go to Tejas, and they lived there happily for a few years, and eventually were found by ICE.
Development, Relief, and Education for Alien Minors, or the Dreamers, right? Those are the people it was enacted.
Yeah, but DACA is the one that says
Right.
deferred
action for childhood arrivals, and that was an extension of that program. It was something built off of that.
My point is that if the result of these adamantly named programs, if
Dreamers, that has a nice catch to it.
yeah, it's admirable. It sounds honorable. It's
Right.
like we're dreamers. We're
How long do you think it took them to come up with that?
not long. Reagan and Nancy were Reagan and Nancy. Ron and Nancy were good at that.
Mm.
Hopefully you get it out how many times I stumbled on myself.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let that ride.
I don't blame you.
All right.
I'll
Anyway,
give it to you too.
Yeah. You know, but you don't edit the show.
My point being that these programs seem to just hinge on a lot of hearsay.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you come here illegally, I hate that I'm arguing this. If you come here illegally, then you're here against our nation's laws.
Yes, but you're a child.
And you were a child.
Right.
That's the other thing, is if they could come, like I said, you hustle across the border as a large family unit, your entire extended family, because, you know, if Mexicans are known for anything, they're the family ties, familia. They come across the border, they get into Tejas, they get into Tejas, and they live there happily, and they... Tejas. And they live there happily, and they commit to the local economy, and they prosper. Parents are dire. If they do it, and they are successful, and whatever, and then they're eventually founded by ICE. The kids could be 25 at this point.
Okay.
But they were brought in, and that's what I'm saying is why the fuck do we draw the line at 18 at that point? You're doing everything in retrograde anyway.
There shouldn't
be
a
family. You know what? To be completely honest, if you're going to take the moral high ground on that point, then you should claim everything that I honestly claim. You should think that if they cross the border and want to be here, fuck yeah, they should be here. Because you know what? There's some people here that don't want to fucking be here for some reason.
Fair. I mean, that is a fair point. You know, they look. They
like tag out. Go ahead. Tag out. I don't care.
They work. If they work, they would add to the economy. They would add in the social.
That was my point.
You know, it would.
Dallas would be better off with the family.
Dallas, Texas.
Would be better off with the whole family unit, but we want to chop it in half and go. Anyone that was here before 18 can keep it. And can have a not citizenship, but a route to citizenship.
That's what I think should happen.
But you showed up at 20, and now you're, in your 40s. But we're gonna send you home to not your home, really, because like you totally abandoned that shit.
Okay, but you're talking about a decade ago. Okay, but you're not talking about children at that point. And I know that.
No, when they got here, they were sub 18.
Right, but you just said you got here at 20.
No, but that's my point.
Okay.
Is that the oldest brother was 19, 20 years old, and the youngest brother was 13, 14 years old, but now the youngest brother's in his 20s, and the older brother's in his 40s. We're going to send the older brother back and just leave the rest of the family, or even if you want to, even if you don't want to do it immediately.
I'm not in favor of splitting up families.
Even if you want to do it for two, like they've only been here a year or so.
Look, this is my thought on immigration.
After a year.
This is my thought on immigration, right? You have to be extreme both ways. Right? If you want more border security, fine. We're a sovereign nation. We should have border security. But at the same time, there are a lot of people who are here illegally, spicy quotes, that could that could help the economy, that are living in the shadows, that come to this country to seek a better life. Same thing for the refugees. Why can't we give them all paths to citizenship? Then their kids will be American citizens, and it'll work itself out. Is that not something that shouldn't be ventured into, or at least put on the table, rather than just, we're going to draw the line at 18?